All right, podcast. Let's just podcast. Let's just see what happens.
Let's just fucking
Actually,
do it.
Phil, the podcast. I want you to start the podcast this week. I want you to start it with all the stuff I'm saying right now. Okay, the podcast has already begun. Okay, we're doing a pre-intro this week. I don't know why.
Set yourself up for the music, though. You know what I mean? We'll cut to it. Be like,
I'm setting up for the music. Okay. And we're gonna do the intro. Everybody, welcome to the Comedians Wrestling Podcast. I'm about to do the intro. I am Dan Black, which I will say again in a few minutes, so you know. But I would like everyone to know that I am. It's official. You've heard it. People are talking about it, talking about people. People are talking about people. I am Dan Black, and I am the funniest podcaster on the planet. I am the funniest podcaster in the fucking universe. I'm the funniest podcaster on the universe, if that's a thing. I don't know what the outer rim of the universe looks like, but if there's anyone sitting on top of it and they're podcasting, okay, then I am the funniest podcaster there as well. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. You're locked in now. If you turn off this podcast, I will fucking kill you. And the intro begins. Lime, duh. Yeah. Let's do it again, baby. Hello. Whoa. Baby. Welcome to the Comedians of Wrestling Podcast, the podcast where comedians dissect the wrestling to an unhealthy degree. I am your host, the most viral stand-up about professional wrestling, Dan Black, a.k.a. Donnie Dirtsheets, a.k.a. Donsky Blackamora, a.k.a. I'm going to make one up right now. Danny Dark Match, a.k.a. the modern day Goof and Spoof. I gave myself a low status name there. You know what I mean? I only wrestle in dark matches because I'm not good enough for TV, motherfuckers. Okay? You listen. I'm still getting my legs, but I'm the best at wrestling off television. People say, you got potential, but you don't have it, and you're not ready, and that's been going on for a decade. I have been dominating, not being televised.
You were born on the dark match.
I was born in the dark match. You merely adopted the dark match. You were on television, wrestling on SmackDown and Raw programming. I've been wrestling only off of TV in a stock singlet. I start in the ring. I've never walked down the ramp. I sit by the timekeeper in your city, and they go, now. And I get a nudge from Michael Cole, and he says, Dan, it's time for you to go in the ring. And then awkwardly, when you cut back from commercial feed, and by commercial feed I mean on a YouTube, if I'm lucky, because this is dark match, I'm already walking the ring. Clearly not an important talent. Coming at you like Cleopatra, baby, gabba, wee, gabba. Oh yeah, this girl, she's mine. Sports aren't exactly my thing, so. Damn, she's fine.
By the time I saw a hard camera, I was already a top guy.
I've never seen the red light of a hard camera. I've seen merely the dead lens, the glare of a lens, and a cameraman quickly eating a Cliff Bar before we go to air.
They'll be expecting somebody at catering, good brother.
And I hang in the back all Raw show as to appear supportive. I board the
Moira fucking shit.
Oh man, what
It's
up,
great.
everybody? Welcome to Cowpod. Fuckboy Summer in full effect.
Let's go.
Obviously, we are turned up. Ooh, baby! If you're getting a cough, that's how you know you're doing it right. Now, let's take a guess about where I might have gotten this cough. Okay. Nancy Newman in the house. What
How
up?
about it?
The
Let's,
Super Mark, the Markitect, the Texas Toast, the man of many nicknames, Nicholas Tullo,
The young cuck himself.
the young cock.
The mayor of Fuckboy City.
The mayor of Fuckboy City.
Yeah, boy. Tiptoe with Tullo. You in it, baby?
It's redundant. You know
What
what
the
I mean?
fuck?
Oh, man.
The young
You say the
cuck.
mayor of New York.
You gotta come up with it. That cannot be your gimmick, bro.
The young cock?
The young
Well,
cuck.
I can't be a young buck, so I might as well be a young cuck.
No, I mean there is a very specific definition and subculture to that word that I don't think you need to be associating with.
What
Unless
up,
you're into
everybody?
it.
This is the wrestling podcast where wrestling is sometimes talked about. No, we talk a lot about wrestling. I'm gonna take off my fuckboy shades. Purchased for me by an unnamed hot babe.
I'm gonna keep mine on because I got pink eye from a shot luge.
Yeah, so that's it. So I got a little bit of a cough. Newman's got this. If you go check out my stories at Dan Black Attack on my Instagram, I'm absolutely crushing it over there. You can see how jacked I am, how beautiful I look. One of the top guys. When it comes to ice luges, I'm a top guy. Okay, and so we got this cough definitely from the ice luge. We went to a party. And look, we're all vaccinated. As a matter of fact, this party, it was July 4th. Happy July 4th, everybody. As a matter of fact, this party required vaccination cards.
Love that.
So, like, we had to send in our vaccination cards beforehand. So it's like, if you're coming to this party, you need to be vaccinated. Phil, don't worry. I turned it on. All right. And so we get to this party, and there's an ice luge there. And everyone's just it was definitely the line in the sand. Like it was like, hey, is COVID over or not for you as a personal decision, okay? This is mere hours after the Delta variant has been announced, okay? There's a new variant. And everyone at this party would do the same exact move. And this is like liberal LA. You know what I mean?
I mean,
This
well,
is
technically,
What?
okay, the people there were liberal LA.
Yeah,
did
not
not take place in liberal LA.
That's true. It was a little bit outside of LA.
Yeah,
But this was a liberal scene. You know what I mean?
undisclosed location.
Yeah, this was
Valley?
a liberal scene to the point. It was the Valley, yeah.
Deep.
But this is a liberal scene where
fucking-
it
From
was
Entourage.
it was I loved it. Everyone was great there. The party, it was a little soft in the way where it was like at times I had my shirt off because it's fuckboy summer and
Yeah.
I'm yoked up and I was like, maybe I gotta put this back on.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do I have my shirt off? No one at this party has their shirt off.
No, I mean, no. We both look. I was letting them things thang. You were letting them things thang.
Yeah.
We were partying correctly. The entire.
It's funny
evening.
to party correctly around people who are I don't want to say incorrectly. They're just doing what they do. You know. Now the zone I'm in right now, folks, where we're going for it. Right, we're riding. We're taking out our emotional surfboards. We're riding waves. We're rocking out. We're having a nice time. And I see people who are still like sensibly living their lives, like showing up to a July 4th party at like 2 p.m.
With a mask on.
At 3:30 and just being having to go and clearly just going home. And I'm like,
Yeah,
That's
I got
not-
my
that's-
dogs. I got dogs. They're afraid of
yeah,
stuff.
I got dogs
so-
also. We all got dogs. You got dogs. I got dogs. Look, the point is that I got to hang with my dogs. And so when I literally was just kind of like, I'm never going back to that zone. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm living July in the post-COVID world. You know what I mean? Like, I will never allow myself to go back to taking life for granted. I don't know if anyone's been affected by COVID in this way, where I am now like, yo, when you're out, man, you enjoy every moment. You know what I mean? You enjoy it. You take it in. And I see people going right back to the same fucking shit. You know what I mean? They're going right back to living life like it's guaranteed, baby. You know what I mean?
It's a shame. It's a
It
shame.
sounds morbid, but it's really not. It's
and
just like
it's
we
sad.
went through this pandemic was something that I had to consciously check in on myself with, where I was like, yo, so things that are beautiful. Tullo's going on this beautiful wrestling tour. That's a beautiful thing that he's about to do. He's going to go see a bunch of live wrestling. You know what I mean? Now, if we opened up Tullo's bank account, right? Not that we're getting into that. You know, we could go through an argument being like, all right, what is that costing you? This and that. I'm not counting your money, Tullo. You know what I mean? I'm hypothetical. I'm like, you know what I mean? You could get into that, right?
Yeah.
But in a year from now, when we get the fucking quadruple Delta variant, oh wait, Tullo, I forgot about his wads of cash.
Oh, my
Okay.
bad. Did you say you wanted to count the money?
Oh, how do I not have money? How do I not have that?
money?
Well, just so you guys know, there's a reason I can't update the soundboard yet, which I will, but I have all these new drops to add that I will do. Okay, anyway, so great time though. But the funniest thing is that these liberal people get up to the, I'm a left-leaning person myself, obviously, but so we get to, you know, I'm from New York, I live in LA, whatever, just get over it. You know, try to fit in. So we get up to the luge, right? And then everyone says the day in the luge is like, are we doing this? Like, it's like, we're doing this? You know what I mean? Like, everyone. Like, you know,
head first, motherfuckers.
And they're like, yeah, so, like, does any... And then they go, like, should we disinfect it? And they say it half joking, but they're kind of serious about it.
Yeah.
Everyone just gives them a blank stare. And then they proceed to put their fucking mouth on the ice luge.
Yeah.
And then just go, like, I'm over COVID. I don't know what else to say.
Some
I
people
got the shot, and this is all I'm gonna do. This is where everyone is now willing to be done, and that's I love that Biden's just straight up accepting that. He's like, look, Biden's just straight up like, all right, listen, guys. Everyone just like thinks everyone's acting like it's over. So like, it's over, right? Like I gotta just be the president who's like, it's over. You know what I mean?
Some people would
We have
walk
no
up.
idea what's gonna happen in the fall.
They would all say the same thing. You're right. They, you know, oh, are we doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And then, but then some of them would like proceed to like bust it down and like get into like the most professional like ice luge stance ever conceived, and just fucking rock that shot with a truly chaser.
Well, that was my move.
But if you think
Obviously,
about
it's-
it, you're
oh
kind
shit!
of you're
Oh my god! What?
Whoa.
Phil Pesapani from the booth. Coming out of his shell for Fuckboy Summer. What is up, Pesapani? How are you? Coming at you, everybody.
if you think about it, you're
Okay,
killing the COVID as it's going into your into your mouth, because you're pouring alcohol right into your
Right.
mouth as your lips are touching it. So
There you go.
I think you're fine.
Dr. Pesapani.
yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. Pesapani coming at you. Yo,
Thanks,
so anyway,
Thanks, Phil.
we had a great July 4th. Me and Newman were hanging out. We're going bowling tonight. I mean, it's never ending.
I mean, what is it? It's Wednesday, right? It's bowling
Wednesday.
night.
yeah,
it's
it's
bowling night.
yeah. Wait, what's Wednesday?
First we pod, then we go bowling. That's it.
It's bowling. Yeah, we're going bowling, which has just become. I don't even like bowling. I just like we go to these alleys and we just crush whatever hard
Like
seltzer
Truly's,
they carry.
usually Truly's.
And it is what it is. You know what I mean? And then we hit the gym in the morning, and then it is what it is. Oh, I do at least. Now, let's get into some wrestling. What do you say? You
Well,
wanna
can I
go
say
first?
something real quick?
Oh, Newman, we were going to talk about something that's not wrestling, but Tullo, you can go first.
I'm going to my first live sporting event. I'm going to MLS
Money in the
soccer.
Bank?
No. I'm going to an MLS soccer game
you're
tonight
easing
at
in.
Austin FC. So I got to like be in a crowd and see what it's going to be like, and I'm pretty fucking pumped about it. Not gonna lie.
Have I been in a crowd? Did I go to a crowd?
That's what I'm trying. I think
I
this is my
went to
first
something
real
that had a
crowd,
crowd.
right?
Oh, I went to the Machine Gun Kelly
yes.
show in Venice. You know what I mean? At the boardwalk.
I mean, fuck
you
boys.
know?
I mean, that was the official kickoff party to Fuck Boys Summer.
Yeah, that was a great fucking time. I'll be going to see Machine Gun Kelly also to end.
Yeah.
to end this summer. I think he's playing at the Bowl in, like, I don't know, September or something. Anyway, so, yo, Newman, we were talking about spirituality, I think. You said save it for the pot.
Yeah.
I won't get into the specifics of this situation, but I had a thing with Newman where Newman, no one understands. Newman's omnipresent. Yeah, I mean, Newman is, Newman, what am I looking for with you? I mean, like, you have a set of beliefs. I don't know if all you guys, Tullo, you're fucking spiritual. He's like salt lamp spiritual. I don't really know what I'm going for here.
Right. Rocks.
Phil's a little like psychedelic spiritual, and then Newman's both of those, I think. But he's like rocking. He's like metal spiritual / angry. I don't know. I don't know how to describe all you guys. You'd have to describe yourself. I don't want to undercut you. But I have no like. I'm like atheist. You know what I mean? I'm a man of zero
say that,
spirituality.
but you're not.
I'm a man of zero spirituality. Shebs would always say, like, oh, well, when the plane has, like, bad turbulence, do you, like, pray to God? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, all right, well, then, like, you have, like, at least 5%. I was like, fine. You know what I mean? That. But, like, I don't have a God or anything. I don't believe, like, anything, like, happens for a reason. And, like, and then I have a hard time with, like, energy and stuff. Now, Newman's been pushing against it and being, like, he's pushing against it a little bit. And then something happened with Newman where I said to him something which was like, yo, this thing's not going down. And then he was like, that's a good call. He literally was like, that's a good call. Okay. Then a mere hours later, the thing happened. And then I went back to Newman and was like, yo, Newman, the thing happened. And he's like, yeah, I know. He's like, of course, like, so Newman, what happened there? I mean, what
I'll say, I can, without getting into specifics, right? Like thoughts create reality, and everything is connected. So what else could you expect?
I'm saying I got to open myself up more. That's
what else could you? You have to be a constant gardener of your thoughts, curating them. Yep.
It's a wrestling gimmick I've been pushing for me and Shep for like 12 years.
He's always gardening.
Always gardening. Constantly gardening.
Yeah, I mean,
like, does he even know he's in a match? I mean, he's gardening. Yeah, okay.
Whenever you are like giving your energy to something or withholding your energy from something, it will react. It will react to you in an equal and opposite way. This is physics, right?
Right.
And so you abandon. In your heart, in your mind, you go, I'm going to stop giving energy to this thing. It's not serving me. And then what happens? That thing will pop back up to test you again and say, hey, here, now here's this opportunity. Right. Are you sure you want to like forget about it? Right. And so now it came back. Now you have the option. You can give your energy to it again. You might find that it's going to push it away and you have to back off again to draw it again. But it's all connected. And thoughts create reality. So of course it happens.
Thoughts create reality. Because are you saying that like, all right, here's.
I don't believe in objective reality.
Meaning what?
I don't think that reality is a place that you can be separate from your own point of view.
Right. Wait, I don't know what that means. I'm too stupid for that. What do you mean?
I mean that, like reality, like the world you live in, the things that happen to you, the things that happen in the world around you. It's not a place that is separate from you or any of us. We are creating this place with our minds, with our intentions, with our actions, with our behaviors.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And but it's not a place that exists on its own, right? So there is no such thing as objective reality. Everything is subjective. And subject to our actions and thoughts and intentions.
Okay, so you're saying that is true. Like, we create the world that we're in. Now, how come okay, do you believe in, like, people picking up on other people's energies when they're not in contact with each other?
Definitely.
Like, from afar? Meaning, so, like,
it's not other people. That's the point. It's you.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what? Saying? It's not other people. That's the point. It's you.
Yeah.
You are them.
So look, Dan, imagine this is the simplest way I can explain it, right?
Guys, I'm opening up. Are you witnessing my flower?
Yes.
Yeah.
So picture a flashlight right?
Yeah.
Picture a flashlight.
A flashlight?
Yeah, a flashlight.
Oh, okay. Flashlight.
Picture a flashlight. And you put a ball over that flashlight so that it's covering the light, right? Light is now inside that ball.
Okay.
If you poke a hole, as you
flashlight that's being covered.
Yeah.
So you can't see any light permeating through the cover.
Correct. Then
you
you start to
poke a
puncture
hole.
holes all over the ball, and the light comes out of each individual hole, right? Now, that's not individual separate lights. That's merely where the light is penetrating through the veil that is obscuring the light. We're each of us one of those pinpricks, and we are all sourced from the same central light. So nobody is separate. Nobody is an individual. The only thing that's individual is your point of view, which is formed by your memories. And your identity is just the story that you tell yourself based on those memories. But we're all... So somebody else's energy isn't their energy. It's your energy just coming from a different portal into the divine and eternal energy that is within everybody.
Okay, so let's just put it into practical points here, okay? And we will apply this to wrestling, by the way.
Yeah.
But it is like kind of a slow week in wrestling also. I mean, like, you know, it's fine. There's some good shit going down, though, as always in these times. Okay.
I mean, it's as simple as like...
If I'm like, yo, if you go like, if you're like, hey, I find... Why does it happen when you're like, stuff where you're like, hey, yo, I'm not going to talk to this person anymore. And then they immediately reach out when you make a decision like that. What's that about? You think that's not just I would just say it's a coincidence.
You just kind of explained it to you before.
It's
a karmic synchronicity.
You're saying that's me poking a hole in there and then the light shining through to get attention for that? What are you saying?
No.
Okay,
No, I'm saying that...
Hold on. I think we're... Okay, go.
I'm saying that...
That's shadow self. That's shadow work, like you were asking about.
Shadow work.
Light.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
So so your shadow self, right, is your repressed aspects of your identity. They can be good or they can be bad, right? Like anything you look at somebody and you judge them for is probably some aspect about yourself that you're repressing that you don't like, right? Or anybody you look at and you go, man, I wish I could be like that person. They're so brave. They're so whatever, right? That's actually an aspect of yourself you're also repressing, like a good aspect. And so your shadow work is to integrate those parts of yourself that you're repressing, the good and the bad, into your non-shadow self, which is the self that you present to the world.
Correct.
To be fully integrated.
So is it possible to merge with your shadow self?
Yes, that's the goal.
And who's done that?
Phil.
I mean, people that have probably
Phil
don't
has?
talk about it.
See how he's not talking about it?
I think Matt Riddle is killing it. Okay, I want to start off this podcast by applauding myself. Okay, which is it's very similar to how I normally do this podcast. Okay, but Matt Riddle, who listen, Matt Riddle's one of my guys. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm not going into the other shit. I just don't know what else I'm supposed to do with that. I can't stop everything. I don't know what you want from me, everybody. Okay. Let's just talk. The guy's on the show, and I watch the show, okay? Now, that being said, I said Matt Riddle would port over successfully from NXT. I said it for years.
So we're both on that horse.
What I said, he's one of the only guys who has a clear gimmick to jump over to main roster and succeed, and has all the tools to succeed over there, right? And what I mean by all the tools is like an Elias, right? Who has the one tool, okay? Which is like a clear gimmick, right? And then like right, guitar and all that.
And he's jacked up.
Cannot wrestle near the level that Matt Riddle gets in the ring and has a ridiculous match with AJ Styles, you know? Like if he could go with AJ, you know? And so I just said, at Matt Riddle, I got shit from Shebs for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this guy's got the fucking tools. And now he's on Raw, and right now, maybe the only thing worthwhile watching on the whole fucking show right now.
Yeah, I didn't even watch.
He literally pulled a crane kick on AJ Styles. And it was fucking fun. It was believable and stupid. Plus, in the in-between times, he's can go like a fucking... He's a super athlete. You know what I mean? Matt Riddle, an absolute blast.
On top of the ladder saying,
yeah,
bro, I'm really high.
Yeah. Now, is it perfected yet? No. A lot of wrestlers start in a hyperbolic state, you know? And like John Cena was the doctor of thugonomics and whatnot, right? So you start at some kind of like exaggerated version until people know you, and then you can kind of tone it down, and you don't have to be so attention seeking and over the top. And I think Matt Riddle, I'm interested to see where he goes. Can he find like almost a Kurt Angle zone for himself and become a real deal? I want to say heavyweight because, does your size even really matter with the title anymore? I don't know. I mean, it seems to right now. There's some big boys in the heavyweight division right now. You know,
I've heard it doesn't matter, but I don't believe people when they say that.
It clearly matters. You know, it matters. It matters when it matters when you
It doesn't matter.
When you actually put. When Bobby Lashley's the champion, it affects your chances of being the champion when you're small. You know?
Right.
Now, okay, so I just want to say Matt Riddle, I think, is an example of proper NXT development of a wrestler. You know what I mean? And I was right. I just want to say Matt Riddle on his way to being a dude who gets fucking attention. Can he find some kind of like Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle in between zone for himself? Will he get there? I don't exactly know. Newman, how would he make that happen for himself spiritually?
I mean,
even in a Vincian WWE, can you spiritually will your way into the heavyweight spot there?
I feel like, yes, it's probably, wrestling is probably...
It's called an imaginational technique.
Yeah, wrestling is probably the only place where it's sort of like required that you do this, where like you have to sort of act as though you already have the thing so that it comes to you. You know what I mean? So if I were Matt Riddle, then I'm just not changing a thing. I'm keep on acting as though I belong, acting as though I'm a top guy, and then he will be a top guy.
Yeah, so
did any of that land?
I don't know, man. I still struggle with it, man. I still struggle with it, but
I think his big moments will be able to transition that backstage heat that he kind of is doing with Randy right now, making the backstage heat from the older wrestlers come into play. But I think it's really gonna fucking shine when he actually gets to wrestle Goldberg and Brock. You know, if he gets the chance to wrestle those two guys, I think those stories will be something that he'll shine.
Well, I
in
mean,
big
let's
time.
put it even like,
and he should beat them both.
Smaller. Like, what about? Can he just like have like a? Can he have like a really good feud with like a Rollins? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I think he can have a great feud with Roman.
Great feud with Randy. I mean, right? Like, he's gearing up for this Randy feud essentially, and that could be really fucking fun. I mean, maybe they do a pit fight with Randy, or like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a
Viper pit fight.
The Viper pit.
Oh
my God,
folks.
That could be really fun.
Fire
anyway,
me.
let's throw on over to the meme corner, I think. I just want to go around the meme corner. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, Money in the Bank's turning out to be fucking pretty sweet. Not gonna lie.
It's the meme corner. You guessed it. It's the meme corner. It's not the hot guy detour. It's the motherfucking meme corner. Great, everybody. Phil, can we throw out these memes in here?
I have a request of the community. Can somebody make a meme corner song to the tune of "Street Justice" by the Cro-Mags? We
could get Zach on that, no problem.
Well,
meme corner.
Can we will that into existence? I'm not sure, but
it's already happening. I already see it. It's done.
Okay,
right, Bimmy.
this was again. This was some of these are not memes anymore. By the way, just so you know, they're just sometimes just tweets. But I saw that. I'll just save whatever I think is fun and I like. This is Stone Cold and The Rock going head to head. It says impossible, like around WrestleMania 17, impossible to see this image without my brain hearing "My Way" by Limp Bizkit. And I think the reason I posted this one was because I had the song in my head before I read the caption. So I was like, oh, what's this meme gonna be? And then it was just meow, meow, meow,
Check out my
meow.
melody.
Yo, check out my melody. Just one more fight and all be history. All right, we love it, folks. All right, let's move on.
I'm seeing Limp
Next
Bizkit in like 3 weeks.
That's right.
Oh, you going? We're Irving Plaza?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wow.
It's gonna
That's
be so
gonna
sick.
be so fucking fun.
I'm jealous.
That is going to be so.
Did you find a date yet, Phil?
No, you want to fly out? Nobody
Thinking
wants to go
about
with me.
I would 100% go. No problem.
Here's a meme. It's Oscar looking upset. It says wanting to participate in Fuckboy Summer, but being a responsible single dad for the summer. And then it's Oscar smiling. It says, "Fuck my fall."
Hey, look,
Fuck my fall.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, my guy, but if you're a single dad, Fuckboy Fall is going to look a lot like Fuckboy Summer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
single dad. You know, I mean, if you're living,
Although-
kudos to you if you're able to be a good, responsible dad. And also
I will say,
participate
hey,
in
listen,
Summer.
Fuckboy
Now that being
Fall-
said, so far Fuckboy Summer has been a lot of bowling, which is very kid oriented.
But there's pumpkin picking, there's apple picking. You can be a single dad, fuckboy falling it, single mom.
There's apple
Out
picking.
there.
There's Applebee's.
There's Applebee's, dollar drafts, and half off apps.
There's alphabet soup,
Soup.
for your kid.
Don't worry, guys. Save Applebee's for a future meme that's coming up in a couple minutes. All right, next meme. Oh my god. It's all right. This is one of my favorite meme structures. It's from the Boneyard match, right? And it's AJ Styles laughing and Taker popping up behind him, and it's AJ laughing. It says, "Having a laugh in meme corner," and then it's the interrupting Undertaker says, "Shirtless pic of Dan." Just the looming. Which, by the way, we've combed it so far. There should be no shirtless pics of me in here.
Yeah, well,
We have this under lock, right, Phil?
Getting tired.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting tired of whoever's doing it.
Curious that Aaron's not here and there's no
Interesting.
Shirtless.
Yeah,
Pics of Dan.
that's it. That's a good call. Well, I'll talk to Aaron about it later. It probably was her, especially if there's no shirtless pic of me. All right, let's
Yeah.
go next. Yo, this is R-Truth when he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. I just want to thank you for choosing me as the king of the ring. This is such an honor.
I kind of
That's
feel
pretty
bad that
funny.
they took probably the joke he was going to make when
Probably
he does
is-
get.
It
yeah.
definitely is his joke. R-Truth
like,
does
"Damn it."
have one great joke. He's really funny all around.
Can
but
you
he-
fucking believe the 24/7 title is still a thing? Like, they
He's-
legit, there's nothing new about it. There's nothing interesting about it anymore. It's just R-Truth and Tozawa just rolling each other up 3 times in the course of probably a women's match
Yeah.
to interrupt and do some dumb shit or to fucking interfere in a main event match or some dumb shit. And they're just gonna, Vince, that's good shit. Roll it out there. Roll it. Go. R-Truth. It's your time. Go.
It just exists to be fun, but also kind of make wrestling stupider,
So stupider.
The hardcore title was such a better thing, But anyway,
Of course.
next meme, please. It says going to tell my grandkids I witnessed both, and it's The Rock announcing the 101,000 people at WrestleMania, and then WrestleMania 36 says new attendance record 0. It's just in the Performance Center.
Oh boy. What a mania that was.
That mania was. I mean, can you believe that was a mania?
Yeah, it was. I mean, but it was preceded by an incredible Royal Rumble, and then
Oh my God, that was Drew's Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And Edge's return.
Yeah,
What a ruined mania! Oh
Yeah.
my God!
yeah.
Oh my God! All right, next meme.
Oh,
Jesus
no,
fucking
it's a shirtless pic of me.
Christ.
I don't.
That,
I don't know
dude,
where
that's
it came
weird.
from.
I took that one today.
This one makes me feel uncomfortable.
Someone had to hack into my phone. Oh my god, I'm sorry about that, guys. I mean, I look great. I look.
I need to get a new VPN.
You should get
Yes.
that little strip wax there, buddy.
No,
I mean, you have
like
double
it.
vax and wax.
That's all
man.
my chest hair.
That's where the
I gotta
Jewish
keep
star
that.
like
That's
gets
all
caught
my
up
chest
in,
hair.
right?
Yeah. That's all my chest hair. It's very masculine of me. Well, someone hacked my phone clearly because that one's from today. I remember taking that.
You look like Karrion Kross. I mean, that is exactly Karrion Kross's face. That he
Equally
made.
good at wrestling. Me and him right now.
Speaking, did you see what Johnny said to him in his promo last?
No, but Johnny Gargano is the perfect guy to feud with Karrion Kross.
take the title off him too.
Yeah.
But what fucking Johnny goes, let's just cut the formalities and get straight to the point. You suck. And everybody was like, yeah, you fucking suck, bro.
Yo, Karrion Kross's gimmick is that he sucks, right? I feel like that.
Yo,
is his
that's
gimmick.
it. It's
that is a
fun.
great call by Gargano. Really doing some fucking great work now.
Great work.
Yeah. I really like Gargano. I mean, I'll shit on him when he's not. But listen, I always said when he was like trying his thing, he was trying to find it, and like it's not like what he's doing is like my favorite shit ever.
Bro.
It's it's kind of like fun, like weirdo, bad guy, narcissist, like a little generic, but with some good fun writing and his acting can be pretty fun and his commitment's good, But he's kind of in that same zone as like the Young Bucks and like I don't know. There's a lot of guys right now who are just like we're cocky because we're cocky. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, it's a little like stock wrestling,
Stock
for me.
cock.
You got
Right.
something wrong with? You got a problem with the Young Bucks?
The Young Cucks. Oh
Yes,
my
that-
God, Tullo! we didn't even talk about the earring. Are
What's
you
up?
now wearing cross dangles?
Yeah, I'm a dangly earring guy now. I'm
Is it
double
for the
dang.
Bucks or for Barry Bonds?
A little bit of both. I think steroids should be legal, and Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. And
Facts.
and I think, this is the complete
Hey,
look to
when
Fuckboy
it comes
Summer.
to
Look at it
steroids,
dangly.
The earrings are
look
the
at
only thing the Young
fucking
Bucks and Barry
dangly.
Bonds
Look
have
at
in
this
common. I mean, right?
You going asymmetrical? You going just one or you get two?
I got a smaller one in the right ear, and then a
Asymmetrical.
little
I
double.
think all this shit's
double
I'm seeing
dangle.
this shit pop up like crazy.
Creates visual interest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'm glad this picture of me hung in the background.
Yeah,
here
that's nice.
For this
can
whole
we-
time. Let's go to the next beep.
Swipe.
Oh, XWB started Lana to spill the tea on Vince McMahon after being silenced, and then it says, Lana says the Undertaker and Kane are not really brothers. Which I do think Lana is. This is why I think this is funny. She does do a lot of what are they called? Like headlines, like clickbait. She does a lot of clickbait shit. Where it's like I'm gonna do this, and then her shit is it's like me and Rusev are gonna break up, and then you click on it, it's like they just are breaking a cookie in half together. like that's she does shit like that. She's very good at gamifying the internet, So fuck her for that. I don't know. She seems nice. Next one. Hey, we got another one. Hey kids, don't forget to leave out some Budweiser and a pack of smokes, or else the Sandman won't bring you your fireworks while you sleep. Yo, this meme was so interesting. It's Sandman wearing the American flag pants, and he's holding a kendo stick, and it's just kind of read to me. It's Sandman is being the Christmas of 4th of the Santa of 4th of July.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone thought of it. It's such a loose idea, but I saw this posted so many times, and I dug it. Sick.
That'd be a great
right.
gimmick to have. Have a kid run in from the crowd and put a
think we got one
beer
more.
and a lit cigarette in the middle of the ring, and it just summons fucking Sandman.
Light goes out. Light goes out. It comes back on. He's in the ring.
All right, next one. Oh, WWE Dynamite. This is just a simple one that I saw.
Is this the Jim
JR.
Ross
Yeah.
botch?
Yeah. Based on the Jim Ross botch coming at you. All right, we're out of the meme corner, everybody. That was the meme corner. All right, so moving on. Zelina Vega back in WWE, folks. Curveball of the century. It's so crazy. All us fucking marks are always like, yeah, well, they like fucked over his wife and blah, 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 this and that. And you're like, guys, it's all business for these guys, especially with WWE.
It's just so weird.
They got the cash. You know what I mean? They run the game. So ultimately, when it really comes down to it, it's like, yo, Zelina, they offered her. They brought her back. I mean, it's just like, let's just really think about what happened here. They fired her for having a Twitch channel, right?
Yes.
To set an example.
Yes.
And then they just bring her back a couple months later and she still gets to keep the Twitch channel, right?
Right.
I gotta assume, yeah.
Because she's never going to shut it down for them, I don't think, right?
I mean,
No,
it's got
nor
to be
should she
something
have
new
to.
new in her contract. It's got to be.
She's just way too versed. Like, she's way too deep into that Twitch channel to give it up.
She acts for the Adam Cole contract.
I
Right.
mean, I bet you. I mean, they're obviously they employ people under dubious circumstances to begin with. So I wonder if they did actually open themselves up to something litigation wise by terminating her for like having this third party relationship with another company because she is a contractor. So
You know, and here's the crazy fucking thing about it. They'll probably put the fucking briefcase on her.
right.
Like, you know, which deservingly so. But like, they have gotten to the point where bringing her back and just instantly putting her into the match, like, it's
Right.
like so out of left field storyline. It's just out of control.
I mean, I think they're going to give her the case.
I think so too. That's
So
what
let's
I'm saying.
like. I mean, by the way, she's just cool. She's really fucking good. I mean, Andrade's gone, so now she's really gonna be on her own. But let's look at the Money in the Bank Wikipedia page. Look at who's in these. Who we
I
think
could probably
would-
rattle them off.
I mean, I know them all, so I just kind of. By the way, I put in MITB Wikipedia, and then it gave me Myers-Briggs type indicator test.
INFJ baby.
Yeah, I mean, we can rattle them off.
Fire me the
also,
fuck
but
up.
Let's look at the women first because we were just talking about that. But the women's match is looking like, I guess there's still two more to be TBD.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Zelina in there?
One more is probably going to be Liv.
Maybe
And then
one
I
will be
think they're going to keep a mystery entrant, which will probably be Sasha
Ava Marie.
or Becky in some kind of fashion.
Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Carmella, Zelina Vega. The only interesting thing there is Zelina Vega, right? I mean, maybe Nikki Cross is kind of fun because she's like a superhero with the case or whatever. But like, she's just not on a level to cash in and have
No.
anyone really care. You know?
They have to make this case matter this year. They have to. Like,
Right.
if they don't, I'm just gonna say, just get rid of it. You know,
Sure.
like-
I mean, you could just put it on Becky to put it up just for the sake of putting it on Becky because it would just be like, it would
Well,
just be fun. You know
here's
what I
the
mean?
thing
Like,
you got to keep in mind. First, live crowds are back. Money in the Bank. If I had to guess, I don't think either case is going to make it past Monday Night Raw. I think we're probably going to instant cash in at Money in the Bank and
Is that
an
what you're
instant
hoping 'cause
cash
you're
in
gonna be
at
there?
Raw. That's not what I'm hoping, but I'm just saying. Or the other thing is whoever wins it, maybe the men's or the women's, will hold it till SummerSlam. You know, but I don't think they're going to last this long. But they have to make it meaningful. Otis was a flop. Then it went to the Miz, and then the women's ended up being just the title. So like, they need to put it on a a big dynamic character, like a Seth Rollins, like a Kevin Owens. You know, like the men's, I don't think they could really go wrong, but they need to put it on someone that's going to make that case matter and use it correctly in storyline. You know.
yeah, I think they get. I actually think it's either going to be Becky or Zelina. Those are my two guesses there. If we look at the men, we got Ricochet, who I think is a really cool choice to give it to. I don't see it, but I don't know.
I just don't see them doing something good with it
I know.
on Ricochet, you know?
Yeah, Morrison, no. Riddle, possibly Riddle. But he doesn't feel positioned. He feels more positioned for this Orton feud. So, Drew is very possible. They just throw it on Drew. Big E, fine, but they haven't really built to it really nicely. You know?
You know what I just thought of?
What?
What?
They'll probably have Riddle win it and then have him lose it in a match to Randy or something. Like, that's the fucking turn that
Right.
they'll end up doing. They're gonna complicate it as much as they can. I know they are.
Then it could be Cesaro or Rollins. Cesaro's a really cool Money in the Bank guy.
Yeah, Rollins. It's Rollins or Owens for me. I mean, personally, I think
Owens
they'll
is
do
always
the
a fun guy to have it, but I mean, I think this is the year of the Rollins briefcase again.
man. It would be so amazing.
Just do it again. It'd just be a fun.
Just do it.
Just do it. It'd just be really fun. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because it'd also be cool to see him like go from Messiah to maybe when he actually does it, he kind of switches. You know, like maybe it's like kind of his return to Architect. You know what I mean? Is him? You know, I don't know. Could be interesting, but I think seeing Rollins cash in again at Mania, it's a really cool. It just would be really cool to revisit. You know, the callback of it the timing feels right. You know,
SummerSlam would feel good for Rollins too. Like SummerSlam he's Mr. SummerSlam. He fucking always wrestles at SummerSlam. So
none of these other titles are changing hands. Clearly,
you don't think so?
Bianca's gonna retain. Roman Reigns will retain. Rhea Ripley will retain. Maybe Charlotte takes it off her. Maybe. Actually, it's very possible.
It's
Charlotte
a pretty fucking sick card. Lashley versus Kofi.
Kofi's not gonna take the title off Lashley.
The only way I see titles changing
the only title that could change is Charlotte could win off Rhea.
Well, my idea is that whatever title changes makes it feel like there's going to be a cash in. So, like, I'm thinking, if Kofi was to win, then there'll probably be a cash in on Kofi. If Edge was to win, there'll probably be a cash in on Edge. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, if there's going to be a title change that night, so whatever happens, someone will get cashed in on.
Interesting. So what could happen?
You know, like Edge winning. Think about this story. Edge beating Roman and then Seth winning the briefcase and cashing in on Edge is so good. You know, like that's so great.
I love Edge winning the title off Roman. It's not even on my brain as something that's going to happen right now.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that like they're going to move Roman over to Raw probably or something. Like I don't know. That's the only way I can think of that really going down.
Yeah. Speaking of Roman, Jimmy Uso with another DUI. I mean,
it's crazy, man.
This guy got to get his shit together.
He's got to go get some
He just
help.
came back to wrestling, right?
Yeah.
He was out with an injury.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not ripping on the guy who got a DUI. I don't even think it's only worth mentioning just to be like, we probably don't see him for a little bit, right?
Don't see him and
what's
hope
the
that
deal in Florida? You could just get DUIs and then go back to work? Like, he seems to always just come right back. Like, don't you, like, after a couple DUIs, you don't go to jail?
I think the last one didn't count. There was like something happened in court where
not
like they threw the case away.
He's not guilty.
Oh.
So this one would probably get fucked, to be honest.
Right. Now, what happens with DUIs? Just I'm curious in terms of his future. Like, do you get...
It's pretty crazy. You get put on... I know someone that just went through it. You get put on probation.
Someone said this is his fifth. Since 2012 or 13.
And he had an altercation with a police officer recently, too.
Yeah, he seems to be living the heel lifestyle, which, I feel bad for him, but always appreciate. That's, like, it is fucked up to say... But it is It is part of what's amazing about wrestling, where you're like, reality really does affect. Like, like in my head, I'm like, yo, the fucking Usos are hard, bro. They get fucking arrested.
Yeah,
all
but
the time.
if you think about it, like, kind of all the classic wrestlers, like Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hogan, all those guys. They would self-medicate with fucking cases of beer and
that's what he's doing.
Right.
I'm sure he's back in the spotlight.
There's no difference. There's no difference. He's got a problem. He's sick. He's drinking because his body is probably in a lot of pain.
Right.
Or he's has so much fucking stress about being on stage or not, or competing.
All the reasons that those old, the classic wrestlers drank, he's drinking, and he just needs help.
Yeah. So I'm not ripping on the guy at all. I'm just saying, anytime you get like if Edge is the rated R superstar and then he got like popped at a sex club, you know what I mean? Like that's, as a fan, it's a plus.
I mean,
you know what I mean? As
sick.
a fan, that's a plus.
That's sick. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Okay. Now, let's talk about this Aleister Black video. So, Aleister Black put out, Tommy End, obviously. put out a promo video essentially. That was like him in kind of an insane asylum. It kind of felt like what he was doing was the metaphor. They were like, "Oh, you've been here. You haven't gotten better the last 5 years." So it was a metaphor for his time in WWE, right? It was like being in an institution, right? Which is similar to what actually Ambrose did that when he left. Also, he kind of did like a breakout,
jail, yeah.
right? A jail break.
Maybe he was in the Ambrose Asylum. It didn't look like the Uso Penitentiary, so I bet you it was the Ambrose Asylum.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
Let's open up those big
Yeah,
old
hold on.
doors to the Ambrose Asylum.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Oh man. Let me. Actually, I
Is
have
it that
the
door?
video.
No,
Let
not
me
that
play-
door, Newman. It's the other door.
I'm gonna
This
play
one?
the video
Yeah,
backwards. Okay.
This door?
Yeah, that door. It's that door.
Yeah, go through that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, this
Yeah,
one
go
right
through
here.
that one. Yeah.
Okay, here I go. Going through it right now.
It's nice over here.
Wow. What a facility.
Oh, shit.
Yo,
Should be able to
you gotta
fuck
love
this
that.
on the
Moxley's new song is just like it's a good version of the other song.
floor. Yeah, I'll gas beers to that song. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, Ambrose shaved his head finally this week. You guys saw.
Yeah,
Welcome.
big old burly beard.
He shaved his head. He looked great. I thought he looked really cool. And then he also had, he's wearing those like barbed wire kind of like booty shorts he wears. I just think it's just a way better look for him. No.
Yeah. No, it is. Welcome to the bald gang.
Hell yeah.
John
stand
Moxley.
up. Gang, gang.
Represent. We got plenty of room for everybody that wants to go bald.
Did someone say we're inducting someone?
Yes. Goldberg, yes. We're inducting John Moxley into the bald
Who?
gang. John Moxley.
I don't.
Dean Ambrose.
Who's that? Is that Psychosis?
No, it's not Luchador Psychosis.
It sounds like I only know anyone I've taken out during the streak.
Got it. Okay, so he was in the Shield in WWE. Now he's doing his own thing in AEW, and he shaved his head bald. So we're gonna
What's
have him-
WWE? What's WWE? That wasn't part of the streak. It wasn't
Yeah.
part of the streak.
It was where you beat Brock Lesnar for some reason.
Who's that?
This is going to be a tough conversation if you don't remember anybody.
It wasn't part of the streak. That wasn't part of the streak. That was part
All
of
right.
WrestleMania 20, which I try not to remember. I'm trying to never remember WrestleMania 20 when the whole crowd booed me and Brock because they both know we were leaving the company.
Well, I mean, look, Bill. With all due respect, this isn't your inauguration ceremony.
Yeah.
This is John Moxley's.
Oh, you want to put me back in the Hall of Fame? Am I
think you
getting
should
double
go-
inducted?
You should go. Yeah, go back to the Hall of Fame.
I invented the spear. And by the spear, you know what I mean. How I thought of it.
What do you?
I was at my nephew's circumcision, and they brought in some deli sandwiches, and they had those little sabers going through the sandwiches. And
They
I thought,
Hang on, Bill. They brought deli sandwiches into a bris.
they brought them in at the perfectly time the cutting of the little kid's penis.
So the
and
moil.
the sandwiches.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
So I just
it
want to
is
get
moil. Yeah, the moil initiates. Yeah,
the moil,
it's a signal. It's a hand signal.
and then he's doing the thing with the mouth,
Bring in the meats.
and then they bring in like fucking Jimmy
It goes
John's.
like this. It goes like this. He goes, hey, like he's going like,
And then it makes it makes Drew McIntyre's sword
And then he
sing.
goes, he cuts, and then he points at the door, and then this comes, and they bring out the sandwiches.
Bring in the Reuben, the pastrami, the corned beef.
Reuben pastrami, turkey with coleslaw and sour pickles. We just cut my nephew's little penis. All right, this got weird today.
I mean, Bill,
what?
look, we're just trying to induct John Moxley. Do you need parking
I want-
validation? Do you need parking validation?
Yes, I have to go. I want out of this bit immediately. I want out
Okay,
of this
here's validation. It's good for 2 hours.
I need
Have
validation.
have a good one.
So
You look
anyway,
great.
this Tommy End thing was pretty dope, right?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. I think if I
wish he
never
had
see,
better actors in it. He had
if
two of the
I
worst
never,
actors.
If I never
What's the point?
see J.D. Williams, is that his name? Is that kid's name? The rapper, the Christian rapper from WWE. If I never see him act again in my entire life, I will
Oh,
die
is
a
he the
happy
kid who
man.
does the like, yo, it's the Undisputed Era, dude?
Yes, that
Yeah,
garbage,
and they
laughing
come down
through
to the
every
ring,
single
and they
one
do
of
their
his lines.
signature moves.
Tommy End has you in his promo video, and
Oh,
you
the guy
can't
was
even
awful.
you can't even dig deep enough to wipe that fucking smile off of your face.
Marking out.
That's the thing with wrestling is like wrestling is so shoddy
Marking
in
out
that
in
way
the
where
scenes.
they don't realize like, yo, you need to put like good actors and stuff. Like half of why everything Bray Wyatt works is because he's an incredible actor. He pulls off. You think about all the shit that he pulls off, all the goofy shit that he pulls off. By the way, when the Fiend comes back, we'll all come back to WWE. I mean, the Fiend. We need the Fiend back immediately. I mean, what's happening over there? They botched the whole Fiend. Jesus.
But look, here's a summary of that opening part of Tommy End's video,
go.
right? It's
Speak on it.
Dr. A and Dr. B, right? It's like, oh, hey, fuckface, we got a patient and you're not going to like, oh, really? Don't you think that's kind of fucked up? Yep, we made a fucky wucky, deal with it. That's the fucking energy of the thing. And then Tommy End's there and he's being sinister and he's being cool. And the whole fucking time it's like porn acting because crisis actor A and shitty Christian rapper fucking can't act. Get out of here. Get out.
It was a really cool video, and then those actors were like ruining it.
Ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
will
where
say
is-
it makes me mad.
What did you say?
It just makes me mad that you have a guy this creative, a guy that can do something really special, and you don't even like give that a chance. You know, like it just pisses me off. And now I'm so happy he's gone, and he's going to be able to tell this story because. I mean, he's got to be going to AEW, right? Like,
I really think he should really go a full. What he should do is he shouldn't really sign contracts anywhere. Like he should do matches. And
Imagine
he
if
should
he
really
rolls
dress
through,
like the
like-
fucking Reaper of Death. It's like when he's here, and you can't beat him. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like I just think like something like that. You know, I got slightly worried in this video that he's gonna lean too hard into the mental health stuff. Not that that's bad per se. I just was a little bit like, that seems delicate. I hope he can pull that off, you know? But I don't know.
I mean, I think that was just sort of a backdrop for like the whole, like,
I hope so.
he's possessed.
Yeah. Do we know? He hasn't announced. Well, he's still in the 90 days, right?
And his character isn't mentally ill. It's
no, but
real.
as a man, he says he struggles with anxiety and stuff. Like, that's all I mean. Like, so that stuff's
Right.
real with him, you know?
Right.
And so I like that about him. I think it's like, that's very cool to admit, especially in wrestling, right? Like no one does that. No one's like, I have
Right.
anxiety. I guess cowboys, like I'm an anxious millennial cowboy. I guess. I think that was just a shirt, But yeah, everyone's excited to see what Aleister does, right?
Yes, he's the
Tom.
he's the wrestler that I'm most interested in seeing what happens next.
What do you
what
think
is
his
his-
first match is? What do you think we get to see?
I don't know. Here's what I do know is that so he was on Buddy Murphy's Twitch stream the other week, and he had to leave because he said he had a very big, very cool meeting to get to. So whatever he's doing next, I don't think it's gonna be like he's not gonna be in the fucking Impact Zone,
Right.
and he's not gonna be
it's AEW.
on-
It's either
on-
AEW
you know what I mean?
or he's going to NJPW.
Bingo.
You think he's gonna do a New Japan, right?
But it's
I think
possible.
it's one AEW or New Japan, one of the two.
Yeah.
I think Tony Khan already approached him with.
I think he's
a
got
huge
it. I think
offer
he's
already.
yeah. I think
You know
he's
what
got
I mean?
an offer. He's going to be like, we're going to work with you. We're going to bring this to life. Like,
Yeah.
show us
Let's
what you can
jump
do.
Over to AEW for a second. Andrade wrestling. We'll see him wrestle Matt Sydal next week in
Tonight?
AEW. Oh, that is tonight. Yeah. Sorry, I'll be bowling, but I'll watch it tomorrow.
Right.
So that's exciting to see where El Idolo lands, Fags. And then when do we get? Oh, the Sammy. By the way, because this is already a week out, because we're covering this a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Guevara versus MJF was a fucking blast. This
Banger.
match. Recommend watching this match. It's the main event of It's the main event of Dynamite last week.
I just have one problem with it, and the
What?
fact that they teased MJF and Jericho having face-off the following week, and having Jericho on commentary. So it's like a little too much foreshadowing, boys. Let's not announce that face-off until the end of the show, like after that match. Because then I saw that, and I'm like, man, fuck. I thought Sammy might actually pull this off. But in storyline, it didn't really make any sense for Sammy to win. But I mean, they killed it. They tore the house down.
There's a couple of cool things that I noticed about this, like just things that popped in my head while I was watching. I think that's a good point, Tullo. You're actually hitting on one of the big things with AEW is that they're like pay-per-views are so spread out when you know what the match is going to be. There's like there's almost too much build-up sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're like, we're waiting for this Jericho MJF match, obviously. But it's going to be like at the next paid thing, right? So it's not. It's not booked for the. It's not the bash at the beach or whatever, right?
It's not Fighter Fest. Well, the next the next 4 Wednesday shows are all some kind of like specialty show. We got.
It might not be in like Revolution, right?
We got Road Rager. We got 2 Fighter Fests, and then we got Fight for the Fallen, and then after that, it's gonna be All Out. All Out is of September. So they'll probably build up everything from August into that first weekend in September, I think it is. So who knows? I'm not sure if they'll make that last till then or whatnot, but
right. Okay, here's my small thoughts about this. Sean Spears effectively used in the Pinnacle. Just having him just be a one-dimensional, I hit people with chairs character is probably the best you're gonna get out of this guy at this point, which is fucked up. But in a stable that big, and you know he's the guy holding a chair, it might be his best role yet, and it is insulting to him, but I think it's true. No.
I couldn't agree more. And the fact that he like legit, did you see his face when he hit?
Yeah.
He was like
All he's
orgasm.
Doing is, I hit
he
you
like
with a
orgasm,
chair.
and he like got out of the ring. He's like, oh yeah. He's like,
gimmick is,
oh yeah, that felt good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Good for you. What a funny fucking thing to say when you come.
Oh yeah. Oh, good for you.
Good for you.
It's coming from a quote from the man who played Patrick Bateman.
Talking to yourself.
Oh my god! Can we just? I was, by the way, just a side note. I was watching like season 1. Oh no, season like 5 or 6 of Always Sunny last night.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Beyond funny, like beyond.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make any of this shit anymore. And on top of it, it's all really smart way to do this kind of humor. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's like the most jokes per minute out of like any show.
Oh my god! I was watching Dennis, who's the best character maybe ever, talking about. He's like, they're like trying to make this action movie. You know this clip I'm talking about? And he's like, what's missing from every action movie? And he's like, they're talking about because they're trying to get this movie seen by M. Night Shyamalan, right? They're in the script.
Is that the one? Yeah. It's not Die Hard. Is it the one where Max in blackface?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't remember that one. I don't want anything to do.
Yeah,
with
he plays
that one.
Danny Glover.
All right, I don't want anything to do with that episode. No, but he's like, yeah, look, M. Night has a big hole in his like cinematic arsenal, and it's a taste for the eroticism, right? And he's like, what is missing from every action movie? He's like, showing it. And you're like, everyone's like, what? He's like, full penetration. And his just whole pitch is, it's Dolph Lundgren, and he's like, yo, what we're going to do, how we're going to differentiate ourselves is like he's like, we introduce a female lab tech, okay? And then when they have their inevitable love affair, it just becomes full penetration. We're showing it. We're showing. That's his whole pitch. It's like it's like the same thing as like True Lies and any other big action movie, except when it gets to the sex part, it just becomes a porn.
Right. His pitch. Yeah, his idea is just to make porn.
And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's the best part. It's like maybe Charlie's on board.
Right.
But at least 2 of them are like, you're fucking, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, man. God, it was so, it's just, you're just like, I can't believe what I'm watching. It's so fucking, anyway. All right, back to the. Okay, here's another small thing in AW. Okay, the fucking way they have that. It's just this small thing they did, and I'm not even sure. It was just probably a layout thing. But the way the fans are elevated behind the ring there, and they're all standing. You notice that?
Yeah.
It's almost like a home run, like in Minute Maid Park. You know what I mean? They have that. I've sat in that before, where they have that like divot, that protruding bleacher section for like if you. Oh, it's a home run sweet spot. You know.
Oh, like down left field line, like above the scoreboard. Right? Yeah, it's the porch in front of the railroad track thing. Yeah. That's sick.
It looks like that. Everyone's hanging over like they're in the outfield watching the wrestling.
Like the entire MJF and Sammy match, they were standing like the whole fucking match. It's awesome. It makes
the stakes of it like if you were to just turn on the TV, you'd just be like, "What's going on here?" They're watching it like it's a chicken fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, very indie feel to it.
Yeah. Very cool, very fucking fun, small thing. And then, I mean, the match was just, I mean, you know, I love just them push. I love just how they're using Sammy. Like, they're clearly trying to make Sammy a huge deal, you know? I dig it. MJF cut a great promo. He's doing these video promos. It's almost like it gets a little repetitive. He's so good at it that I'm ready for the match after every single time. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even need a build.
It's funny you say that because I was saying the other day, like, oh, MJF, like, I think I'm getting, like, a little bored of him. Like, and then he fucking cuts an awesome promo right before the match, like, leading up to it. And you're like, oh, shit, this guy's just good. And then he goes on and he fucking had a good match, too. You know, like, so that fucking pile driver, that avalanche pile driver is just an absolute insane spot. Insane spot.
Oh man, my boy just sent me 2 tickets to complimentary
Paradise?
tickets to see Morris Day and the Time. That sounds like fun. Is it in LA? Is that why you sent it to me? I don't know. I'll find out after Schnepper sent it to me. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's all the shit I had. Tullo, you had a couple. You had a thing that Kevin Owens thing you sent, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's just fun. I sent it to you because he cut it on Talking Smack, and he called Heyman up, and he cut a whole promo about how he told him he was going to win the briefcase, and then Heyman at the end no-sold Kevin, like Kevin no-sells everybody, and he's like, I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number, and he just hung up on him.
Yeah,
like
he talked to him for like 5 minutes straight, and then he just goes, I think you have the wrong number, and he hangs up.
Yeah, it's just pretty cool to see. Like, it seems like a lot of good things happen on Talking Smack. So,
yeah, I think there's one thing I want to point out, which is kind of negative, but there's so much like abysmal shit happening in WWE right now. Like, there's so much like who gives a fuck going on. Like Baron Corbin and Shinsuke have this whole thing for the crown going on, where you're just like, it's like now like Corbin's broke. Is that what they're doing? And like Ziggler, we like gave him $10,000, and it was like Ziggler just like happened to have $10K in his pocket. It was, you know, like I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, how is like, this what anyone wants from wrestling?
They're so fucking detached.
That's my boy. You know, I mean, like, you know,
they just like, oh, they got a new gimmick for someone. Instead of just taking the time to kind of explain it, like they're not telling us why he's broke because he's not king anymore. That makes no fucking sense. Like, he had the money, he has the money. Unless he's just going bankrupt, like they'll do it with Cameron Grimes. We know how Cameron Grimes got fucking rich. You know, like, it was pretty simple. He came out and said he invested in a bunch of stonks, and they went straight to the moon. Right. So, like, this is just like, he's just sad boy Corbin now. And they're teasing him. Like, they're teasing him. Oh, sorry, it's not King Corbin anymore. You know, like, is it like getting back at the guy who was always an asshole to everybody, and everybody's kind of like, oh, the bully's getting his time. You know, like, he's getting
Which, if anything, should be generating, like, babyface sympathy, right?
Yeah, well.
But why would you do that?
Exactly. Like, why force to get a guy over? Like, he doesn't need to be a face and get over. Like, and why have it at the expense of Bugenhagen being the one that's ripping on him? Like,
right.
I find this weird relationship. Like, WWE just, I think the fucking Thunderdome is just making it even worse.
Oh, well, it's done. It's done now. Thank God. Like,
yeah, it's just making it even worse. Where you're like, I know it's over, but you're like, you have like Roman come out and cut like a really cool, like him and Edge are cutting like. They're like having really cool segments, like genuinely cool. They look like cool dudes. They're acting like cool dudes. They're like literally choking each other out with fucking metal bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get to the next segment and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? You know? And you're like,
How is this the same show?
yeah. And you know, I don't fully get it. I think Charlotte should beat Rhea the more I think about it. I think this Rhea run was not good. I think that she's not ready, like I said. I think they had no choice, give it to her. I think they made the right call. I just think it's not about being ready. It's like she's just not fucking... like, I don't know. Maybe because she'll get in front of the crowds and she'll inspire them. But, man, she's not charismatic
I'm worried
at all.
I'm worried
She
about
is
her from
all
the big
look.
live crowds.
She is all look, Rhea, and I hope she could figure that out. Like, you know, whereas like Aleister was a guy like has so much to him. You know, it's like he's such a intelligent thought. Like if you read his Instagram and stuff, like he's a really like a thinker. You know, he's like a deep guy. You know, and you're like, we can't make that work. You know, you can't make that work or Rhea Ripley work. So it's like you also or Bobby Lashley, like Rhea Ripley and like Bobby Lashley and like, you know, I mean, there's infinite like kind of just empty talents like that where they're like they don't empty. It sounds so harsh, but you know what I mean. Like they're missing an X factor. You know, like a guy like X Factor. Gargano X Factor that I'm seeing. Like he has a fun X Factor to him. It doesn't mean you have to be like the top guy. Like Eli Drake right now with the $1 Million Man title. You're like, oh, like this guy like kind of is getting into this. You know, like that. And then there's just these some of these talents like a Rhea where you're like, oh, it's all like.
Well, Vince said
facade,
that about her too. Like I think Vince said that about her. Like you got to look. Like Vince is all about her look and how she presents herself. Like so he feels like he can build a champion out of someone with a good look. And I think he has been very successful at that, but also has a very long resume of complete flops with that too. And it's more than just the look.
Drew
maybe it's Maybelline
is lucky because Drew is close to this, but Drew has a real. You could tell he's a real like kind man, you know, and he's able to portray that in his charm while still being threatening, and that gives him a little bit. It gives him a little bit. It gives him enough where you're like, that's kind of like an old school Hogan-esque style champion, you know.
I can feel you at home,
but he's not captivating people.
This is for you.
This is for you.
Title for you.
I did it for you.
Where
like in my belly.
The second
I did it. Oh, for all you out there, I did it.
Keep going.
And the winner of that match will go on to face Drew McIntyre.
That's not my name. They call me Drew McIntyre, but it's not my name.
William Wallace once did it.
Anyway.
Now I am going to do it.
I'm going to reach through the TV like Ghost Dad, and I'm going to touch your face.
All I'm saying is the second Becky comes back, the title's going right back on Becky, and they'll keep throwing it back on Asuka, and they'll keep throwing it back on Charlotte, because they even Bayley, because they at least, you know, they give them, they can fucking, you know, they're at least entertaining, you know.
I have a question. I'm going back to live shows, right? Close your eyes, right?
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. This is the
last question. Close your eyes, right? You're about to go on a week-long tour of professional wrestling shows. AEW, SmackDown, Raw, Money in the Bank. What would be the one thing that you would be most excited to see live in person? Whether it's a wrestler, whether it's an entrance, whether it's a match. The things are coming up. What is number one? Let me know. I'm thinking it's got to be the reaction to Roman coming out and what the reaction Roman's going to get.
That's really interesting because we'll see what's going on. I mean, for me, it's just entrances. It's kind of more basic.
Like, but who would you want to see? Like Jungle Boy, right? You want to be there for that Jungle Boy entrance, right?
All that. I want.
You think you know me?
If Moxley comes back,
I have not.
Right? Yeah,
I mean, when was the last time I saw
a
a fucking Edge wrestle? You know what I mean? Like,
You think you know me?
I'll tell you the last time I saw Edge wrestle. You want to know? I was like at Bash in the Beach, maybe like 2006 live. Like maybe
Was that even a thing?
2008, the Rumble. No, I think I saw him wrestle in the 2008 Rumble in Madison Square Garden against Rey Mysterio. I think that was like the last match I saw him, and he was the champion of SmackDown. You know?
It's crazy.
That's like the last time. So, I mean, like to see Edge. The other thing I'm excited to see is Daniel Bryan pop up in AEW. That's like the main thing I'm praying for. Like, I'm praying for that. You know? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. I got work. I got like a little.
Well,
hooked into
Dan,
that.
this is what we're talking about. You gotta start
If
speaking.
Daniel Bryan show up in AEW is just like
No,
one of the most
it's less
exciting things
if,
I could think of.
More speaking things into
More
existence.
when.
Your words
Oh,
directly
yes, let's
relate
bring it
to
back
how
full
you
circle,
feel.
'cause I gotta
Okay,
go.
so your
No, it
vibration,
goes-
it's your vibrational energy. How you speak and how you act directly reflects on the energy that you will receive back. So no hoping and no wishing. When Daniel Bryan shows up in AEW, it's gonna be amazing. Okay. Okay.
All right, everybody. Tullo, when are you going to the show, Money in the Bank, this weekend?
No, 7/14 is Fighter Fest Night 1. SmackDown 7/16, Money in the Bank 7/18, Raw 7/19,
All right.
Fighter Fest Night 2 7/21.
All right, sick. I got to get out of here, buddy.
Gotta go
check, everyone. We'll be back for the bonus chaos episode. Get your questions in on Discord. If you're a patron, patreon.com/Comedians Wrestling. Join the Discord, write your questions. We interact with you on Discord in the bonus episodes. We talk about stuff we didn't talk about today, answer your questions. That'll come out Friday morning. Sometimes Friday sometimes like Friday afternoon. a little
You're
bit.
welcome, by the way, too, for us filling in last
Oh my
week.
God! Thank you guys. Last week we had the Newman Tullo fill-in, which I appreciate you guys doing that. That was awesome. And also check me out at Dan Black Attack, and check out COW Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, but also follow our YouTube channel. Watch the show live. We have video here. We show all the memes. There's a visual component. We're always looking dapper as fuck. So go subscribe to that. Film it does a great job with our YouTube videos. And the Expendables Money in the Bank movie club episode is coming out. We got delayed on it because I had a bunch of personal stuff going on. So I apologize for that delay. You see what I was up to. And check out Tullo's stream, Tiptoe with Tullo, right?
That's right.
And everybody, hey, keep watching wrestling. Kisses. Cheers up.